Okay, guys, it is 2 o'clock. Just 1 minute. We're working on a couple audio issues for a couple folks. And we'll be getting started in just a minute. So thank you for joining us this afternoon. One more second. Sorry about this. All right, so let's get started. We need to work on some audio issues with a few people. You may need to log out and log back in to reconnect those audio issues. So we're going to get started. So it is 1 minute after 2, so we will get started here. Today you are joining the NCEES CEUs, my professional development session. So I hope you guys have had some great NCBold sessions. We are using Webex, so I'll come back to this in just a minute. I just want to show you where to open up your panel if you're not used to Webex. This is new for us at DPI as well, so we're going to learn together. Once I share the screen, your Webex panel goes up to the top of your window for most of us. You can go up there and click the blue button up there, and it'll give a drop down. You need to open your participants panel and your chat panel. We'll be doing questions in chat. And in your chat panel, if it's not already selected, if you send a chat, please make sure you're sending it to all participants. I'll get that there. All right, so we still have some other audio. Let me try to answer that real quick. It asks you, strangely, to call your computer. It's the same thing as saying use your computer for sound. So make sure you called your computer. If you're on a PC or a Mac, you need to call your computer if you're using the mic on your computer. We get this answered real quick, and I'll be right back with you. We're going to ask you to log out, log back in, and select call using computer. Or you could double team it and join with the computer and use the phone number to call in. All right, so I think some of you are hearing me, so let's do a quick sound check. If you've opened your participants panel, or if you have your chat open, please answer yes in the chat, or raise your hand or click the green check if you can hear me right now. I see a lot of green checks. Awesome. All right, see a lot of yeses. Great, thank you. Oh, we got a lot of folks joining us today. Okay, so put your green checks back down. And I do want to let's now raise your hand or do a green check or a yes, you can see my screen. So you should see the Welcome to Webex training screen. All right. Great. Thank you guys so much. So I think we're ready to get started. My co-participant, she's having trouble with audio, so I may be winging it a little bit here in just a minute. If we can get her connected, we'll do our best to get her connected. So let's get started. Let me go back a slide or two. You are joining the NCEES CEUs, My Professional Development. And if you have your mic on, please do turn it off because we get that background noise. Somebody out there is unmuted. There we go. That's better. Thank you. This says from 2 to 3:20 today. And I do work for DPI. My name is Cammie Nairn, and I work for the Digital Teaching and Learning Division under the home base umbrella, where I manage the NCEES, the North Carolina Educator Effectiveness System, where you do your evaluations and get some professional development. Joining me today is Kathy Oliver, and I'm going to pause just a minute and see if she can talk.
Okay, this is yes, I'm Kathy Oliver, and it's great to be here. And you know, I'm here right in the southeast of North Carolina, so you know we're having some you know, some really kind of strange weather, you know. So, but anyway, I'm just so excited about being with you today. I'm the Southeast Regional Education Facilitator. I work with Beginning Teacher Support, Teacher of the Year, Principal of the Year, Teacher Working Conditions. But prior to this position, I was the Professional Development Coordinator for Brunswick County Schools, where I lived in NCEES, and I truly love NCEES. And as a teacher, and I am a teacher, it's just a perfect way to keep everything housed in one place and to stay organized. For my evaluations, which we all receive, PDPs, which we've all had those meetings here at the beginning of the school year, and then areas where I want to continue to grow and professional development opportunities, which Cammie's going to share with us today. There are so many. And then when it's time for me to renew my license every 5 years, which is going to happen for me in June of 21, all of my CEU credits that I've earned over the past 5 years are housed in one place right here in NCEES. And we're going to show you all of that today. We're very passionate about this. And we just hope you'll just see how wonderful NCEES is to keep us organized as teachers, and I know I need that. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Kathy, and we appreciate you joining today. And just to let our audience know, Kathy is also working on another big project right now, so she may need to pop out and take a call, and I'll try to do her slides as best I can, but she will stay in touch with us for, we're hoping, at least half our session today. She is very well informed on PD, and we always appreciate Kathy joining our presentations. I had somebody saying they already took the webinar earlier today, but it would not let you scan the code. You don't need to repeat today's session. If you have something else you need to go to, please do. There is a link at the end of our slides where you got the QR code that lets you record your attendance with that link. So if you still have access to the slides, and you do in NCEES, under the Resource tab, open up your slides and go to the very last slide, and there'll be a link there to mark your attendance if the code did not work for you. All right, but if you want to hang out with us again, that would be great. All right, so today's session, participants are going to learn how earned credits, those CEUs, can show on your My Transcript that is in NCEES, and how to locate and take DPI's courses. And if your district is utilizing their NCEES PD office, they are also creating professional learning opportunities for you in NCEES, and then how to manage those on your My Courses page, and how to enter credit requests from outside PD. And we've aligned today's session to the Leadership in Digital Learning for the DLCs for Teachers, and that is teachers will demonstrate leadership in accelerating their integration of digital teaching and learning pedagogies. I also want to mention that Catherine Parker from DPI has also joined us today. And Kathy, did you want to say hi?
Hey there. I'm going to do my best to try to monitor the chat and let you know if there's a question that we need to address right now. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And you interrupt me if needed. Thank you. All right, so just a quick reminder, when I first sent out this session, I only sent the Webex registration. So if you have not registered in NCEES, here is that link. I'll put it in the chat if you want to try that now. It is where we're doing attendance. Either way, we will get you marked attendance. Please do at some point complete that so that we can mark you complete in NCEES too, so that you can get your certificate on your transcript. if you've not downloaded the Performance Matters app that's in NCEES, please do that too. You can get it from your Play Store. You do need this code, code for the mobile app. I'll put it in the chat. And it is case sensitive, and that's capital K, lowercase e, capital X, U, the number 4, and a lowercase s. I'll put that in the chat as well. And you're looking for the app called Performance Matters. And then when you get it registered, you register with that code, you can then go to the page that has the scan section code. As long as you have registered in NCEES, you're going to see your course. And then at the end of our session, most of you are familiar by now, you're going to get the QR code that you can scan and mark yourself attended. All right. And thank you to Adam for helping with the audio issues. All right. So our agenda for today, we're going to start off with a Padlet mind map activity. Think about what professional development is, what it means for you at this point in time. So be thinking about that while I'm talking about the agenda, because that's going to be one of our first activities. And then we're going to talk about the things do you know and what do you need to find out. Do you know how many CEUs are required to renew your certification? Where are CEUs recorded in your district? What is the approval process in your district? And what is your district's professional development information? And then, well, of course, we're going to go look in NCEES on to where to find that professional development. And once we go through all that, some of you go on leave occasionally, or maybe you retire and then want to come back to teaching. Where are you going to find professional development outside of NCEES? Or maybe you want to do both. You find it in NCEES and outside of NCEES. So we're going to talk about how to do all of that. And when you take that outside PD, can we record that in NCEES? We're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about using that Transfer Credit Manager for that purpose. And then finally, that all-important NCEES staff transcript. If Kathy's still with us, she'll talk about that. If not, I'll talk about that with you. But we're going to talk about how DPI's general credit type applies on that transcript. And if you need it to apply to another credit type, how do you do that? And we'll talk about using that NCEES District Administrator to assist with that. And then we have a little scavenger hunt. We had so many questions and good talks this morning, we didn't get to our scavenger hunt this morning, but maybe we'll have time for that, because we do want to leave time for you to sign in at the end of the session. So somebody needs to register. Let me copy that again. Okay, so I can register in NCEES. And there's your link for that. You're not going to see the code yet. I'm going to unveil the code at the end of the session. You will scan the code with your device, whether your cell phone or if you have one other kind of device that you can hold up and scan with. That's how you're going to scan the code at the end of the session. And then the web address for the slides, let me put that one more time, and then we'll move on because we do have a lot to cover. Let's see.
And Adam posted a link to the presentation. I'm not seeing what you're posting in the chat, so I'm wondering if that's...
Oh, you know what? I'm so sorry. Evelyn's seeing everything. There we go.
You're posting it to one person.
Yeah, thank you for letting me know that.
Sure, thank you for fixing that.
All right, so let me repost the register in NCEES. All right. There's that. And Adam reposted the link to the slides. Need anything else, let me know.
Great, we can do that now. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kathy. All right. All right, if Kathy Oliver is here, we'll let her talk about this a little bit.
Yes, I just love collaborating. This is just awesome. And so we appreciate all of you being with us today. Professional development is so important, and it's just very interesting to see the creative ways that our teachers in North Carolina are defining professional development. And so today we are going to ask you in this very creative way, and Cammie is going to go over the Padlet activity in just a moment because you get to do all kinds of fun things with that.
All right, I'll come back.
Yeah, we just really want to ask a question about what is professional development. So when you think about instructional or support staff, you support students' academic growth, and it's all about children developing to their fullest potential. And how do we do that, and how do we grow in our skills, and how do we perfect our skills for our students? What does professional development look like to you, for you, right now? So what can you share with us about what does professional development look like for you right now? So what we would like for you to do is just take this Padlet mind map activity, and Cammie's going to discuss that, and we just will share those out in just a moment and just have fun with this, because we had a great time this morning. So
yep.
if you'll share,
I'm going to move some of our morning things around, but if you get one and you want to move it around, please do. So this is our Padlet activity. Thank you, Kathy.
Yes.
And you talked about this. What does this look like for you right now? What can you share with others? Do you have a book you're reading? Do you have an idea about what you think professional development is? And then please enter that. So what you do is either double click on this window, or down in the bottom lower right is a circle, kind of a pink circle that will turn into a pencil, and you click it and add the post. So it will, you just need to get your post. So down here, it added it way down here for me, where you can open and put a title in, ED, and then write your note. We will not be annotating the screen today, because then that takes my ability to move things around. But I'll try to move some of these ones out of the way. But if you'll go ahead and start posting those, and if you can move them, if you'll move them up to the top. So go ahead. We're going to give you 4 minutes. I'm going to start the timer if I can find my slides. And we may not take that long, but please let us know.
So as they're coming in, I love how so many of you, our teachers of North Carolina, you are just so wonderful with what you're doing with professional development. So it's just really exciting to see what you're adding. PD is something that is required by the state to maintain our credentials. You're exactly right. Helps me to improve and protect improve my skills. It's a way to improve my skills and understanding, to better improve how to help students in their journey to success, and maybe collaborating with others and discussing what has worked for them and what hasn't worked. We may be reading a book as well. It's all about learning. It's all about growing, improving my skills. Yes.
Yes. If you have a picture, you can post that as well. See if we got any down here. I think we have some down here.
Keeping us up to date in the chat, we're seeing here, helping us with remote learning and adapting to my teaching styles. Necessary guidance in my career. Keeps us up to date, keeps us engaged. This is just absolutely wonderful. So, I want you to think about, and I'm just going to share mine, because for me, my passion is every child reading on grade level by 3rd grade. And so I want to continuously perfect my skills on how that happens. And with research, more research is coming out, I can change the way that I teach so that I am using research-based methods. So I want you to think of a hypothetical situation. I want you to think about 2 physicians. And I want you to think about one's physician that needs to renew their license, renew their credential to be able to practice being a physician. One, he or she is like, oh, I've got to just renew my license. I'm just going to read a book, or I'm just going to read a couple articles, and I'm good. And they will probably renew their license. But then another physician might say, you know what, I'm going to go to this training. I'm going to perfect my skills. I'm going to ask for technical assistance. I'm going to actually see how this works and how this procedure is going to work with my patients. And then They might even follow up with me and just watch what I do when I'm performing this procedure. When I think about those two different ways of professional development, professional growth, professional learning, I want you to think about those physicians, and I want you to think about, ask yourself, where would I want to go? What practice would I want to attend? So it's all about perfecting our skills, and I want you to think about how in the engineering field, how in lighting design, emergency management, medical field, insurance field, and our teaching profession, we're all going through earning professional development and CEU credits because we are continuously perfecting the skills. And so that's what we're hopefully we are all doing. And reading all of your wonderful comments, you're right there. We are all right there together. So thank you so much for sharing this. We're going to put this together, and we'll definitely send this out. And we can't wait to share with you all the wonderful opportunities to grow in our profession in NCEES. Thank you.
Thank you. And I saw several of you. And when you're in a Padlet, you can also double-click on the page. And I think I saw a couple folks try to answer those. But folks in the comments said, it's helping me with remote learning and adapting my teaching style. The more I learn, the more my students learn. It's by osmosis. Let's see, what else we have about here? PD also allows us to check in on one another when we may be overwhelmed. Helps every teacher, no matter how many years you've been teaching. And PD is so necessary right now with all the changes in research and technological tools. So several more comments out there. I hope you all are reading all of those. So thank you. You guys are awesome. That's great, Kathy. I think that's really good. All right, so we didn't have to use this morning, but this is out here. This is another Padlet. I'll put that link in there. If you have questions you think of that you want Kathy or I to follow up with you on, and you want us to email you back, put your email in this Padlet and give us your question, and we will check that later. Sorry about that. But you can come out here, make comments, or just email us if you have questions. All right, and make sure your email and name is in here, because like this one here, if it's asking for suggestions, but I don't know who you are, I can't reply back to you. So please make sure you get that in there. All right. The only thing about Webex is when I try to get my link back to my slides, that little thing pops down at the top. Let's see, there's the Padlet, and there's my slides. Okay. All right, so Kathy, do you have time to go over these slides?
All right, yes, and this is just so very important. And so as a teacher, and of course I am a teacher, and there's, when I'm thinking about where do I go to know how many CEUs that I need over this 5-year period to continue and to update my continuing license. Well, DPI has this great website, and that we should all have access to, that we'll put in the chat, dpi.nc.gov, Educator's License. And this is going to give me all the information that I need about how to update my license, from the test that I need to take, the application process. If you're not even sure when your license expires, there's a great little link that I can just access that will tell me, and you can, my name is on there, all certified teachers in North Carolina are there. I'm going to expire June of 21. So I can actually look up, and this is very easy. You can see here, I can verify a license on the right, and I can do that by just looking up and search by name. And there you can do that, and I can put in my name. You will see it's June of 2021. So I want to, first of all, know when my license expires. And then when I go back to really see, well, what do I need? Well, it will tell me, and Cammie's going to show you my license. And there you see, yeah, I think it's reverse. My last
I got it backwards. I'll try, Kathy.
Yeah, you can still look that up, though, if you want to. It's public information. So, but here you can see that I can look up, and you can see right down there at the bottom, Kathy Sue, named after my mom. And you can see right there I am, 6/30/2021. So I know what I need is digital learning competency. I need DLC. I know that's an area where I want to grow. That's part of my PDP. And so I am really working towards earning more CEUs. And boy, NCBold has been right there for me every step of the way. When I go to this page, it tells me what, especially if I'm a beginning teacher or I'm in the residency pathway, it tells me exactly what I needed. Here, if you'll scroll down just a little bit, Cammie, right there, you will see as a K-5 teacher, 3 means 30 hours of subject area. That 3 is 3 CEUs, so that means 30 hours. 30 hours of literacy, 20 hours of digital learning competencies. That's over a 5-year period. And that is going to help me to renew my license in 2021. I have been working really hard on that diligently throughout the 5-year periods. I monitor that. I take ownership of that. And I really want to, again, perfect my skills along the way and use it to what? To make sure all my students are developing to their fullest potential. So here you'll see the same thing as for administrators, for student services personnel, and our 612 teachers. And then, of course, if you're an EC teacher and if you're in a very particular student services field, again, all of this information is on this website. So we just encourage you to look at that. So, I mean, yes, go ahead.
Oh, we just had a question come in about a library media specialist. Do we know if that's considered to be student services?
Yes, and you can look on the student services. There is a link to student services, and you'll see that link there on this page. And, of course, we have wonderful licensure specialists at DPI. They are immediate about answering the phone. You know, if you want to call them, if you want to email them, they are pretty immediate about getting back in touch with you and helping you through the process about what you need if you're unsure. So again, the licensure specialists are great customer service there. So if we'll go back to the slides.
All right, and can you've worked with this? Do you know how to explain what constitutes a general credit?
Well, I mean, when we truly think about general credit, we're just thinking about, first of all, it needs, you know, you want to ensure that all of your credits are going through your specialist within your district and at your public school unit. So, you know, when we're going to show a little bit about what constitutes DLC, what constitutes literacy, and so all other areas are pretty much considered general. And in fact, even from DPI, many of your certificates will be general. And then when you take it back to your district and you really look at the description of the course, you can see that, wow, this would also help me with academic subject. And, you know, when I took this course, it helped me with academic subject as well as literacy, or maybe even DLC when I start looking back at those standards. So that's something that you want to go back to your district and you want to confirm that as those are awarded.
Thank you.
So when I look at all of these, and this is everything that we've just covered here, you know, from our K-5 to our 612 to student services personnel, if I move forward, then I can see that the literacy requirements, anything that I'm looking at with the 5 components of reading, phonemic awareness, phonics, fluency, vocabulary, comprehension, those, even though a certificate might say general credit, when I take it back to my district and we really start looking specifically about, okay, this course description constitutes, yes, we talked a lot about comprehension skills, then we can award literacy credit for that. Same thing with digital learning competencies. All of those standards are laid out specifically right there. So again, that is truly specified by your district. So
I'm going to put that DLC link in there for you if you want to check that out. All right. Thank you. This is a document that was put together from a former coworker on my digital teaching and learning team. I'm going to click on it and open it up. It's just a good read for you that talks more about the DLC CEUs and your approaches to earning credit and what are those digital learning competencies. And if you'll scroll down and just read through all that different information, you'll get to the frequently asked questions as to why those DLCs should be important to you, and then several other questions that you may be asking that this document can answer for you. So that's just another resource that we wanted to give you today. And let me put that link in. And I'm just posting links. I'm not putting the titles there. So there you go. You will have a copy of these slides in your NCEES resources tab on your course. So we're getting ready to go into find out. Let me see, I think I had a question come in. I'm trying to get my licensure at the moment. I need to start a residency license. Can this website or link above help me with getting an educator licensure? So on the DPI site, there is the EPP site with Tom Tomberlin's department and that residency license. So do a search for that, and I think you'll find what you need. And if not, email us at any time. We will work on helping you find out what you need. All right. You went to the link on the chat to check your license. Oh, you're not going to try to log in there right now, I don't think. If you have a question about logging in, we'll probably have to take that to the licensure team. We were just showing you that for the public link for you to check the dates of your licensure expiration date. All right, so let's move on. So find out, where are CEUs recorded in your public school unit? Where is that recorded at? If you don't know, somebody at HR or Central Services may know. All districts have access to NCEES, whether you're a charter or a public school. Charters have an option to use NCEES for their evaluations, but you still, even if you're not using it for evaluations, can log in, click on the NCEES, log in through single sign-on, click on the NCEES link, and go out there and find professional development and take it. It's still there for you to take. So you could record credits in NCEES. And then those credits, they feed over to you districts that have HRMS. So some of your districts, you are an HRMS district, and that is where they are housing all of your credit units and credit hours and CEUs. NCEES credits that are earned, there is a process now whereby each system talks to the other. So, but the credits move from NCEES to HRMS, but not the other way. So if you have credits here, there is a process your district can use to put them in HRMS so that they aren't having to manually key it in. Some districts maybe use the link for credits, and others that use My Learning Plan. It's now called Professional Growth for Frontline Education. And there are several other third-party systems that house the credits for you. But NCEES is free, so a lot of the districts are looking at possibly putting all PD into NCEES. I know where Kathy comes from in Brunswick, that was what they did. So as you're finding things out, is there an approval process for any PD credits or credit hours that you're going to take? What kind of approval processes are in place in your district? And here's a few questions that you can think about. Take back to your mentors, to your principals, to your leads in your district. Find out, can you take any course in NCEES? Some districts spell that out, say yes, you can take any course in NCEES and turn it in and it will be approved. Other districts want you to get pre-approval. So find out if you need pre-approval before you take outside PD or PD in NCEES to see if you need a pre-approval before you do that. So it will count for you. Nothing worse than taking a 40-hour unit course and then finding out you needed to get pre-approval. So go find that out. And along with that approval, you need some signatures to show that you got that approval. So find out what kind of documentation you need. What if you found some PD that is out of your district or out of this state? What if you want to go to Tennessee and take some PD you found out there and bring back the credits with your certificate? Find out what the approval process is for that in your district. And then how does my PSU have a local policy for professional development that you can go read? Some do, so find out if they do. And this is an important one. How many credit hours can I earn in a given time period? And, you know, Kathy was talking about those 30 hours, 20 hours, or 30 hours, I forgot what it was, added up to 50 hours anyway. So if you need 50 hours of credit during your licensure cycle, can you wait to that last year to take off 50 hours of credit? I ran across a district as I was researching this that said, no, you cannot do that. You can only take 10 hours of credit per year for us to apply that to your licensure cycle. So we're going to show you how to go find that out. And then what is that process for requesting those approvals? Another one here is some districts tell you cannot turn in like a certificate that's only worth 0.1 credit. It has to be at least 0.5 or above. And some of those districts do allow you to bundle up credits and then turn it in. So find out about that as well. All right. In Franklin County, it says North Carolina, they approve all the NCEES courses. Great. Thank you for that information. So how are you going to find this out? Well, I think your school website is one of the first places to start. So go out there to your school website, your district website, and I did some searches for CEUs, for certification, for professional development, for licensure, for human resources. Is there a professional development lead that you can keep their email, keep their phone number that you can contact? So I'm just going to click on a couple links and we'll see what some of these look like. So here's one I searched for certification. There's the information there, and look, there's a contact right there on the page. Let's try another one. Let's try Henderson. Here's their professional development page. Look at my CEUs, requirements for renewing your license, links to district PD for required work days, and here's your contact. Let's try this one over here. This is New Hanover. They have a human resources page, and down here they have who to contact for information. Here, they have licensure information. There's your contact. Let's just try maybe one more. Let's do, what's it? I can't remember which one I had that had. Here's Lexington's. But just come out here and search your school sites. So here's one that has the NCEES information here. They have an educator hive for professional learning opportunities. That's kind of cool. All right, so do go out, and if you had just a minute there while we were doing that to look at your site, go look it up. All right, if Kathy is still with us, we're going to let her talk about this slide.
Yes, and I just love all that we can do in NCEES to stay organized. And I love this graphic, and Cammie created this graphic because it's all about choice. True differentiated professional development, just like with the students in our classroom. It's all about choice. It's all about differentiation. So I want you to think about all the different pathways that I can earn CEU credits through NCEES that then populates on my transcript, which we're going to talk about towards the end of our Webex today, our call today, so that when it's time for me to renew my license, everything's in one place. So I just kind of want to explain each one of these. So when I think about the state level mandates, I want us to think about how all of us are involved with MTSS. And when I take those MTSS modules and I've checked all the boxes and I've completed all the work, it's going to populate right on my transcripts once I've finished and completed it. I want you to think about this statewide NCBold, what we are working through right now. You registered through NCEES if you were able to do that successfully. If not, we want to help you because we want you to see just everything that NCEES has to offer and just how easy it is to register and to earn their CEU credits. So soon, you're going to see all your CEU credits from NCBold. It's going to be right there on your NCEES transcript. And then if your district is using another platform, you can just print that transcript and turn that in. Or maybe they're already using NCEES, and it just combines it. It just adds to the transcript that you already have. Maybe your district is expecting K-6 teachers to go through the 40-hour course of reading research to classroom practice or math foundations, or maybe lesson planning, or just like we heard from Tabara Wallace yesterday, what's a formative assessment and how are we using those formative assessments to drive our instruction? Maybe your district, we're looking at those. I can add it to NCEES, finish the course, it populates on my transcript. Maybe at the school level, I'm looking at my teacher working conditions survey, and maybe I'm looking at some data that we could do a book study, and some of you even mentioned that here on your professional development opportunities. Work through a book study. Maybe it's a 10-hour course, a 10-hour book study during your faculty meetings or PLCs, and it's throughout the entire year. I complete it, it populates on my transcripts. Maybe it's just something I want to grow personally and just really think about how am I perfecting my skills, and it correlates with my PDPs and maybe even my observations. And because we're all about continuous improvement, so I can take some online courses right here in NCEES. Cammie's going to show you all the many amazing places that you can tap into. It populates on my transcript once I'm finished. And then if I go to NCAT or if I go to another state to receive a certificate, I can bring that back, and instead of have that hard copy floating around everywhere, and I can just, again, have that electronically scanned and have that in NCEES, and it populates on my transcript. And those are all evidences that I can keep in one place. And remember, it's just a great way to keep us organized. It's a great way for us to monitor this opportunity as we're renewing our license, but ultimately, it's all about choice and what we need to do to perfect our skills to truly make an impact on the students that we serve each and every day. So, thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. All right, so where do we go to find professional development in NCEES? So this is when you've, logged in and got into your NCEES. You probably started on the home page. We're going to go to, amazingly enough, the Professional Development tab. So we're going to look at these course search area, courses aligned to standards, and we call these channels. So here's your course search channel, courses aligned to standards channel, courses that have been focus area aligned, and these are going to show up any courses that the builder tagged to a standard or tagged to a focus area. And then there's always professional development news here. I try to keep my eye on the newsletters that come out and post any updated other PD that you can take in the professional development news. So let's go out here. Let's see if we can get here. And we're going to go to, sorry, clicked on the wrong tab, professional development. And we're just going to talk about this fairly quickly. So if you've not been out here to search for courses before, again, this was the Professional Development tab. Here's your course search area. Notice it's already bulleted to search for a course. If your district is using PD Playlist, and what that is the bundle of courses, and they have to be courses that are already in NCEES, whether it's local or DPI courses, they can create a playlist. Maybe they need a playlist for our beginning teachers, or for our residency teachers, or for teachers that are on the mentor track. Maybe they want 4, 5, 7 courses for you to take. So they can create a bundle of courses. They can mark part of those courses as required to take, and then maybe part of them to be an elective for you to take. So that's what a playlist is. Most of the times our districts that are using this are just assigning you those playlists, but some of them may post them and then say, hey, go search for this playlist. So you can come here and they'll tell you what to search for. But we're going to talk about courses right now. We're going to come across here first and see what else is out here. You have an advanced search. We'll look at that before we do the simple search. You have course providers. I just wanted to show you this because do not click on all these. You are not going to find these. I'll show you which ones you can search for. Non-Moodle. This we use this at DPI. If it's not a Moodle course or a Canvas course, we'll select non-Moodle. And this is probably if your districts are building out for you locally, they are probably also selecting non-Moodle. If you're a Moodle district, they can use the Moodle that's connected to NCEES, so they may be using Moodle here. All of DPI courses were Moodle until this past year or so. We've started building out courses in Canvas. So if you do search here, it's non-Moodle, Moodle, or Canvas. If you know the course title, you can put that in and search. Section title, if it's instructor-led, it's going to have a section. You might search for that. Maybe you want an instructor-led session that you know what date it's starting, if you know the section number, and then you just click search. There's a show all opportunities. I'll go back here to show you that there's also one here to show all right here. So we're going to look at that real quick, and then we'll come back and look at that single search. But I wanted to show you the show all. So here's all the courses DPI has out here. And on the left, notice that you can refine these settings. So I don't know if we have any tagged by a subject. We're going to try, let's try world languages. And I have a couple courses here for world languages that are aligned to world languages. I can reset that and it'll pop back. If you're in Durham, and maybe some other districts have started using this one, this was new this year, courses that are aligned to Durham's strategic plan, you may want to search by redoing this. This is not going to work for me because I don't have access to Durham courses, so it won't show today.
Amy?
Yes?
We've got a couple of questions.
Okay.
It's a good time to stop.
Sure.
So one of our participants wants to know if they take a 50 hours course, can that be split between two sections like professional discipline and general?
It's up to their district. Their district has to approve that.
Okay.
Yeah, it probably won't be on the transcript because it only have one in NCEES. But if they have a different area like HRMS, yes, they could definitely split it.
Okay, that's up to the district.
Yeah, it's up to the district.
Okay. Another question is, are the courses free?
These courses, yes, are free. These ones I'm showing you right now are free, definitely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kathy. All right, the DLCs I just put in here as an area, so you may not find anything yet. They've only been in here a very short amount of time. And State Board of Education standards, they were just put in here as well. We're getting ready to unveil Premium Library. Those will be paid. So I didn't have you notice these were out here because this was the brand new this week. We're piloting this right now, so this is probably here for our pilot districts. And those will be paid opportunities. And then course providers is right here, the non-Moodle, Moodle, or Canvas. ASCD, that's going to be your Premium Library. Got some new stuff out here that I'm just seeing. All right, and then maybe you just want to find a self-paced course, one that you can take at your leisure, at your pace, and so you can do that and see all the self-paced courses. And then, of course, if you're looking for your district's courses, maybe you can click that and see what's out there. I won't see any because I'm not in Layton County. All right, so let's take a look at the courses that are here. Notice this one, first one is self-paced. Self-paced courses, you're going to start by clicking on the title, and we'll do that in just a minute, but before we go there, let's see what's on this page. Has this course, does your evaluator, they could come out here and look, and they can recommend a course for anybody to take, and they will send you a message from here if they've recommended you to take this course. You as a teacher, you probably want to know how much credit is this course, so you click here. And what credit type does it give? Notice if it's assigned a credit type here, that's fine. But if it also meets another credit type, you would have to ask your district if you can get it to apply differently, if you need a different type of credit for this same course. And then this was already pinned. I'm going to unpin it. This pin is very important. If you like the looks of this course, but not sure if you want to start it yet, go ahead and pin it. And when you come out to view all again, you can show just my pinned courses. And it will show you all your pinned courses. And you can sign up for them later. But that way you don't have to search for them again. Maybe you want to find the courses that a lot of people are taking. You can sort by, we don't have ratings, by how many views it has had. So this is our most viewed course right here, 21st Century Mentoring. So use your filters up here if you'd like. All right, let's go back to professional development. And I'm going to show you just the generic search. We have one more icon we haven't talked about, and that's this letter I right here. What can I search for? I can search for the course number, the course title, the description, section number, section title, section notes, or instructor names if it's instructor-led. So maybe I want to find a course related to math. And so I just search it, and there we go. I have courses related to math. All right, any questions about course search?
So, Cammie, there's another question in the chat. Adam states that he sees many options that would satisfy subject and digital learning, but does not see a category for general. Does this mean we have the flexibility to take a course in other fields or disciplines?
That would have to be answered by your LEA, by your PSU. If you find a course and it doesn't say general on it, if it says literacy or digital learning, ask them how you can apply that course. So they would have to look at the course to see the information in here. Okay, and then before we move off of here, to show you how to start your course, click on the title. Here is the read more. It will bring you to the course details. If it was like today's session, you might have a resources tab out here or links to go look at. Do read through these. We do have a course or two that has notes in here that you need to email somebody when you're done with the course to get credit, because you have to turn something in to DPI. We have a couple courses like that. So make sure you read your notes. And then right here it shows you how much credit. This is a Moodle course. It'll tell you that. It'll tell you what PD office created it. So if you're in Brunswick County, you have a PD office, and we named it Brunswick County. Excuse me just a minute. Ooh, a lot of talking the last 2 days. So it would say what county created it. If you're in Durham, you'll see Durham County if you're looking at a Durham County course. All right, and then wanted to talk about these buttons. It would have said start, but apparently I've already started this course, so now it says view again. So now I can click that to go out to my course again. I'll let that load up a minute. While it's loading, I want to talk about this button. This I'm finished button does nothing for North Carolina. You cannot sign up for a course, click I'm finished, and be done with the course. We expect you to come out here to the actual course, complete the activities, and there are required activities here in Moodle. In Moodle, you look for the boxes that are dashed lines, and that means the system is going to mark it when you complete it. So you have to go through the module, and then when the system will know when you complete it, and it'll put a check mark. Sometimes these courses do have squares that are just straight line squares, and that is for you to check yourself, but those are not required steps for completion. That's just for you to check for your knowledge that you went through it. But yes, all of these would have to be checked, and when you're done, it will feed back to the transcript just like that. We had an issue for a couple of years, but that has been fixed. Moodle now feeds those certificates back within 24 to 48 hours. I'm going to take a drink of water. I'll be right back with you. Okay, sorry about that. Today's PD, yes, will be in NCEES. Good Lord. Sorry about that. All right. We'll see if we can get to this.
I just want to say how much we appreciate you persevering even with what it is.
I sound like a frog, don't I?
Okay, we appreciate it.
Okay, I do want to show you this. This is another way we love, Kathy and I love these light bulb moments. So let me come back out here. And I need to be a test user, so give me just 1 minute. I got one more webinar after this. We'll see how it goes. All right, so let me get my test user. It'll take just 1 minute. There we go. All right, so did you know when you go to My Evaluation that in your observation we have a little hidden link? I call it hidden because it's very tiny. I'm clicking, I went to observation, I went to my formal observation. So my evaluator has done my observation, they've shared it with me. So now I can come in here and see what marks he or she gave me. I can look over here. Maybe I didn't get many marks under a standard element 1A. Maybe this is something I want to work on. Or maybe when I did my self-assessment, these little hidden icons over here, I'm circling with my arrow, they will link you to some coursework. So I don't know if I have any left under this one to show you. I might have to try another one. Oh, so yes. So it's going to give you courses out here. Your evaluator, while they're going through here, they can click on these light bulbs and they can recommend or require you to take a course. And they would use these middle sections here. They would check the box. They would recommend or require and then make it show on your recommended or required channels that we're going to look at in a minute. And they'll click Add. However, you can also just come out here. Maybe they've not recommended or required anything. You can just come over here and click Register. Now, these two, it looks like on this case, in my test user, the evaluator did require this course and did recommend this course. Now, it will show up on my courses page. But if I'm in here looking at my observation, I can see it here as well. It's required and recommended. I can register for it. So I just click the Register tab, and it says 33% done. I click Next, and now it says, congratulations, you successfully registered. It's going to ask you where you want to go next. Do I want to go straight into the course? Do I want to go to my courses list? Or do I want to go back to course search? You can also add it to your calendar if it has dates on it especially. There's the link to add it to your calendar, and that's pretty much self-explanatory, so just follow the directions in there. We're going to go back to course search. It goes here, but I want to come right back here for you. All right, so we're really excited about those light bulbs, and looks like you guys are too from the comments that are coming in. Now, your abbreviated plan. If you're on an abbreviated plan, you probably don't see light bulbs. It has a different rubric from the standard and the comprehensive and the late hire. They all have the 5 standards in it. And when people were tagging these courses, they were using what we call teacher evaluation, which includes comprehensive, standard, and late hire, but it doesn't include your abbreviated plan. So I apologize to you abbreviated people, but we are working with the vendor to get that fixed so that everybody sees the light bulbs. Okay. All right, just real quick, in essence of time, you can also search for courses aligned to standards. You just have to open these up. Principals, we have the evaluator, administrator standards. You can drill down as far as you want to. This really doesn't do any good to drill down any farther. It just puts in the rating elements here, which don't go any farther. But don't use the Explore buttons. They don't do anything. The Available button does, however. Or do I have any courses aligned to strategic leadership? Yes, it'll take you straight to any courses aligned to that. Okay, we'll come back for PD one more. The focus area aligned, we looked at this a while ago when we did refinements and I did the world languages. That's the same thing. So these are also in your refinements area. All of these are, so we won't go back through those. And then, of course, here is some news. We'll probably be updating this because it was late July when I updated that. So I'll probably put something new out there pretty soon. Okay, so you've got your courses. You signed up for a course. Where does it go from there? You go to the My Courses tab. And again, you're going to see the professional development news, exact same news on each tab. Just want to make sure you don't miss anything new that we post out there. Here's that recommended training area. When somebody recommends training for you, you don't get an email, but you will see it on this page. And there's a link there to start it. Same thing as when you're searching for a course. Notice this little eyeball with the slash through it. Maybe they've recommended a bunch of courses that I don't really care about taking. It's just a recommendation, and I don't want to see it on my page anymore. So I can hide it and just click the hide eyeball and click hide course. And now it's gone. But if I want to get it back, I can view my hidden courses. All right, and see now I can still click on the link to go sign up for it. Or I can click on the eyeball and now I've unhidden it. All right, and there's all the courses that were recommended. I'm going to come back here so you see the original page. However, if you had these courses listed under required training, you would not have the eyeballs. They will not, you cannot hide any required training. You're going to have a conversation with whoever required you to take that training if you feel you should not take that training. But if it's required, it will stay on your list until you take it. So do talk with whoever your evaluator, whoever might have assigned that. And then finally, for the courses that you've signed up for, they live in the My Courses channel. So here is my list of courses. I can hide it or just close it up to give space on my window, or I can open it back up. This icon over here, when you started the course, it means you've registered, it's in progress. If you wanted to withdraw for any reason, there's the withdraw button. I believe this is the course right here. Oh, that's going out of Moodle. I wanted to show you. Here's a view all to see all your courses. I wanted to show you to see this. Yep. Yep. Oh, I thought that was the one with the notes to email somebody, but it's not. All right. All right, so that's how you withdraw. That's how you know you're in progress. When you see a green check there, your course is complete. Completed courses do not stay out here forever. Within probably about a month or less, it will disappear, but it will be on your transcript. So you won't be able to access it again once it disappears off the page. Anything that you have pinned, you just need to open your little channel up there. You'll see your pinned courses. This learning opportunity is the same as the view all. It too gives you an area to withdraw. And click the link over here. You'll see those buttons again and your information. If you're on an instructor-led course and you're on the wait list, you'll be listed here. You also have a button to get to your transcript here. All right, let's go back to the slides real quick. Oh, there was one more out there, and that was your survey. If you have a course that has a survey on it, you will still earn credit when it's done if you don't take the survey, and it will show on your transcript. However, you will not get your certificate until you complete a survey. So if there are surveys attached to the courses that DPI has put out there, or if the district has used a survey that DPI created when they're building out the course, it stays there until you take it and you don't get your certificate. You will have your transcript because you do get your credits earned, and those will show up. All right. And then if you want to know, and I'll put this link in the chat, I did do an export of all the courses that are in NCEES. Let me copy this. So this is a list where you can go and scroll down on this page on our NCEES Google site, expand the spreadsheet, and I'll make the view a little bit smaller. You can see. You'll get all the course numbers right here, the titles, if it's self-paced or instructor-led, who's providing the course, what office created the course, how many credits is it worth, and what type of credit. So this is another way for you to search for courses outside of NCEES. but these are courses in NCEES. So, of course, if you find it here, you're going to have to go back in NCEES and look for it, search for it, register for it there. Okay, and then where do I find professional development courses outside of NCEES? And I'll put that link in the chat. So Robert Sox in the Educator Support Department developed this list, and then we worked together to expand the list. This is areas you can find PD. These may be paid, they may be free. This is other areas that you can go find professional development. DPI is not endorsing any of these. Do work with your district about what you take out here, or before you take anything out here, go through that list. Wanted to show you Friday Institute is on this list, which a lot of you probably already found this summer. They have great resources out here. Here's a micro-credential course. Here's one that Kathy has created. So check that out. This was just posted today, so go check out that around. All right. Yep, I see a comment. Friday Institute is great. It is. So here's the North Carolina Public School site. Did you know that you can register for the DPI department newsletters? And many times in those newsletters, they are going to list PD that they are offering. So I will give you that link as well. Get to it. And there you go. And of course, these are all in the slides if you download a slide. So I'm just going to log in because I've already signed up.
And Cammie, since I know from a question that you have a library media specialist involved in this as a participant, I'm also going to go in the chat and post a link to the web page that I have for school library media coordinators that has possible learning opportunities on it too.
Oh, that would be great. Yeah, just send me that. I don't mind adding a slide to the deck either. If you want to send me that link, that'd be great. Thank you. All right, so when you come out here, just look through the list. You probably want to move down here to the department and division news. Here's a link for charter schools newsletter, deaf education, school psychology, global education, K-12 social studies, anything that you could think of, there should be a newsletter for. Mathematics, just go through that list and check the box for what you want to receive and submit it. All right, and we've got to move along. All right, because I did want to talk about Transfer Credit Manager real quick. And you guys want to look at your transcript. So this one's going to be very quick so that Kathy can talk about the transcript if she's still with us. And I think she is. I'm not, well, yeah. All right, Transfer Credit Manager, we're going to stay here in essence of time. So Transfer Credit Manager, everybody has access to, and that's this link right here. And what is it used for? So if you've taken PD outside of what's offered in NCEES and you have a certificate in hand, usually you go to somebody in your school and you go turn it in and they have to manually put it in whatever system. Well, this is the area so you can get it on your NCEES transcript for you to click Create New Credit Request. It's going to open up a form. You put in your event title, you put in the number of hours that you took, you put in what credit types you are requesting. Now, your district can approve or deny those. Just know that if they deny it, you have the opportunity to resubmit. They'll put a note in why they denied it. But everybody out there does not have an approver for this process yet. This was new last year, so not all districts are using this yet. Before you take the time to fill out a form out here to submit a credit request, find out from your NCEES district administrator if somebody is managing this. If they want somebody to manage this, they just need to contact me so that I can give them the approval rights, so that then once somebody has approval rights, you can then submit your credit request. They will get an email and they'll know that you have submitted that request, and then they can go approve it. All right? There is a help guide for how to do that here. for the My Request setting, that's on page 6. All right, so Kathy, would you want to take some time to talk about the transcript?
Okay, so the transcript is absolutely wonderful. And Cammie, thank you so much for just explaining all of the different avenues and pathways to earn CEU credits for taking ownership of my professional development, professional learning, professional growth. So once you have completed those courses, the transcript is where everything is going to be housed. And so we're going to just tap on My Transcripts. And again, you're going to find that under My Courses. So just like you see the Professional Development tab, right beside there, you're going to see My Courses. And that's where you're going to be able to just see the courses that maybe you've pinned. But also I want to be able, and there you see it, and it's right beside Professional Development. And that is where you're going to find My Transcripts. It's a great little link. Right there it is, My Transcripts, and it's going to show up for us to take those transcripts and just to look at those. This is going to be really important because this is the area, and Cammie is showing her transcripts, that I want to pay close attention to. So I want you to look at the section end date to the section end date 2. Now, I told you I'm renewing the 21st of June. And so I need to go back from July of 16, because that's going to be, I know as a teacher, I renew my continuing education license every 5 years. And so when I go back and I do that search from July of 16 to current, that will give me on my transcripts exactly what I have taken. I will see the amount of CEUs that I have. Remember, I'm elementary for literacy, academic subject, and digital learning competencies. So it gives me the list of my CEU credits. So you can see here, this is Cammie's, but you can see up at the top of the page, I have these wonderful tabs that says literacy, academic subject, general, and digital learning competencies. Technology will fold into that digital learning competencies. It's going away since we have those wonderful DLC standards, but I have to have 20 of those as a teacher in my field, in my area of certification. So I know right now for me, I'm going to need a few more credits with that, and that's what's showing up on my transcript, and NCBold has helped me tremendously. So I can really focus on, and once I hit those tabs, it will show me exactly what I have in literacy, and there you see, and look down at the bottom, it has my little tally mark. I have 8 hours in literacy, but maybe here in DLC, I have more than enough. I have taken over 20 hours in DLC, so that's great, but I still need to really look at my professional growth with literacy. So that's where I want to monitor this. I want to look at this often, you know, monthly, weekly, you know, instead of just waiting till that year where I renew my license. So this is awesome, and it kind of houses everything that you've taken in case you don't remember. And that's why that immediate, I submit that certificate, immediate, I finish the course, I check my transcript, and I make sure it's there. And so the teachers really held me accountable when I was professional development coordinator, because they're like, hey, that's not showing up on my transcript. And sure enough, we would check, and, you know, we would just make sure, you know, everything was complete as they were, all their hard work should be showing up on their transcripts. So if I look at each one of these line items, I'm just going to do one. I see NCBold. I see the name of the course, the section number and the course number, the title, the start and end date, the completion. I can even print a certificate. You know, if it's something like a Math Foundations course for 40 hours, and I feel like, yes, I've worked hard for this, I can even print a certificate out. But if not, again, I can see where it houses those wonderful CEU credits that it's told me that I've completed. In fact, everything that you're going to see with NCBold is going to be on your NCEES certificate. It'll say completed, and it'll show you, hey, I earned 0.15, an hour and a half for each one of these sessions, and those add up over time. They really do. So if you'll scroll on down, Cammie, if we could, And then you'll see this is the tally mark. So this is what you want to take a hold of and just see, where am I? Where do I stand in my professional learning? Or where do I want to grow? And think about all those different ways that Cammie mentioned, from the light bulb moment to, you know, even looking at the Friday Institute. And so this is what you want to print. Like if your district is using another platform for housing CEU credits, you can just print what you've earned in NCEES, or you can email a PDF if you don't like hard copies like I do. Email that little PDF to your licensure specialist, and again, those can be added to your transcript for that license renewal. So it's absolutely a wonderful way to stay organized, to keep everything together. And if you'll just navigate the system, I think you'll find it very easy. But again, we are all about customer service. So we are here to serve you. We are here to help you. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me or Cammie. And someone just said, and I'm not reading it totally, but they just said, you know, I'm moving to another state. I've earned all of these CEUs in the last 4 years, and I might renew next year. Take a copy of all your CEU credits. Remember, take ownership of those. Make a copy. Take that with you. If you're leaving a district, that was part of our exit procedure. You know how you turn in different documents and different types of materials that maybe you've checked out. You know, making a copy of this transcript was part of that process as well, so that if you go to another state, if you move, then you always have that with you, and then they can look for it there. So, yes. So thank you for all that you do. You guys are awesome, and reach out to us if you have any questions.
Yeah, and there are a lot of questions we haven't gotten to, and we only have a few minutes left, so we'll try to get to a couple of those. There was a question about general credits. You can request they be changed in NCEES, but they have to be somebody with the rights like I have, or a NCEES district administrator has, and your district has to have somebody dedicated to approving those requests and making those changes in NCEES. If they have the rights to do so, they see an edit button. They'll look at your request. They'll say, oh, yes, this general credit could apply to DLCs. They can edit this and make this say DLC. Do know that not all districts have somebody in place to do that. So find out in your district. We're going to skip this. Yes, Kathy, you have
just to clarify that too. So what you're saying is that they can do it, but it is up to the discretion of the LEA.
Yes.
Which kind of credit will be applied there.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
And I wanted to tell you real quick while we're talking about that. If you have a credit entered through Transfer Credit Manager, if you look on this side at the bottom of the site, it will show you what it looks like. So it won't have an office or a number, but it will have your credit hours and completion date. All right, this was just a little survey survey plan and scavenger hunt we came up with. Please take that at your leisure, but I want to make sure you get your code to sign in, and we'll look at questions while you're doing that. Let me move this and present. And here's your code, and I'm also going to put this link in case the code doesn't work for you. You need to complete this this document for attendance. Get that in there, paste. And we will get back to you on all these questions. We're going to download these and put together like a frequently asked questions document. And I don't know what Maya was asking. I saw a long questions about general credits. It is always up to the district to what credit you get, yes.
Maya had asked, her question was about moving back to her home state, and I believe Kathy answered that.
Okay, great. Okay. Is there anywhere in NCEES that shows how many CEUs, what type of CEUs are required for each license type? Not in NCEES. That'll be on the DPI site that we showed you. All right. So hopefully you guys are using your Performance Matters app, and hopefully that code is working for you today. If it does not work, please click that link. And are you talking about in the link, Jeremy? I had heard that earlier that the NCEES, Kathy, that the NCEES courses were not in this attendance document.
Okay, all right. And so I did the QR codes, and so if you know, if they have any questions about the QR codes, that is perfectly fine. You know, to just use that performance matter. That should be very easy to use.
They're saying that's working, but what's not working is if they did the attendance link. This course is not listed there.
Okay, all right. So, do you mind, just if you would, before you check out today, just go ahead and write your name in the chat. Type your name in chat. We would really appreciate it, and we will definitely ensure that you get those CEU credits for today. So, if you use the QR code, you're good. You're good.
And they may want to check the form again, because I'm in that form right now, and I see it September 16th, 2 o'clock to 3:20, NCEES CEUs, My Professional Development.
Yeah. And that should be it. That is exactly where they need to sign up, either here. Now we have 3 multiple ways, and we will ensure you get the credit, because that's really important, honoring your time. QR code, Google form, or just your chat, and we'll make a copy of those. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you all.
All right, so thank you guys. It is after 3:20, so I will be stopping the recording. You guys have been awesome. Kathy, thank you for your input, and my other Kathy, thank you for monitoring questions and joining us today. And thank you all. We had a great group today for all your participation. You guys go have a great afternoon. We have a couple more sessions to go to, so I hope you enjoy those as well. Have a good evening.